Was Marcus Aurelius the greatest emperor who ever lived? Marcus Aurelius was born on April 26, 121 AD, in Rome, into a prominent and wealthy family. His birth name was Marcus Annius Verus. From a young age, he was immersed in a world of education and philosophy, thanks to his family's status and connections. His early education focused on rhetoric, law, and philosophy, and he was particularly influenced by the teachings of Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasized rationality, self-control, and virtue. At the age of 17, Marcus was adopted by Emperor Antoninus Pius, making him the heir to the Roman Empire. This adoption was part of a larger plan by Emperor Hadrian to secure a stable line of succession. Despite his privileged upbringing, Marcus was known for his humility, seriousness, and dedication to learning, traits that would define his later reign as emperor. As the Emperor of Rome, Marcus Aurelius had virtually unlimited access to wealth, luxury, and power. He could have easily indulged in the pleasures and excesses that came with his position, such as lavish banquets, extravagant entertainment, and personal luxuries. However, Marcus was deeply influenced by Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes self-discipline, restraint, and the pursuit of virtue over pleasure. Stoicism teaches that true happiness comes from inner peace and living in accordance with reason and nature, rather than from external sources of pleasure. Marcus Aurelius lived a life of simplicity and moderation, often wearing simple clothes, eating basic meals, and avoiding the temptations of his position. He saw his role as emperor not as an opportunity for personal enjoyment but as a duty to serve the people of Rome with wisdom and justice. His focus was on the welfare of the empire and the moral improvement of society, rather than on his own comfort or pleasure. Marcus Aurelius faced numerous challenges during his reign, which lasted from 161 to 180 AD. The Roman Empire was under constant threat from external enemies, particularly the Germanic tribes to the north and the Parthian Empire to the east. In addition to these military conflicts, the empire also suffered from internal strife, economic difficulties, and the outbreak of the Antonine Plague, which devastated the population. Despite these challenges, Marcus remained committed to his Stoic principles, striving to maintain stability and justice throughout the empire. He personally led military campaigns on the front lines, demonstrating his belief in leading by example. His resilience in the face of these difficulties earned him a reputation as one of Rome's greatest and most respected emperors. One of the most enduring legacies of Marcus Aurelius is his work Meditations, a collection of personal reflections and philosophical thoughts written during his military campaigns. Meditations was never intended for publication. It was more of a private journal where Marcus recorded his thoughts on life, virtue, duty, and leadership. The work provides deep insight into his mind and character, revealing a man constantly striving to live according to Stoic ideals. He wrote about the importance of accepting things beyond one's control, maintaining inner peace, and acting with integrity. Meditations has since become one of the most influential works of philosophy, admired for its practical wisdom and timeless relevance. It offers a unique perspective on how to live a good and meaningful life, even in the face of great challenges. There is much debate among historians and scholars about whether Marcus Aurelius suffered from depression. His writings in Meditations reveal a man who often reflected on the hardships of life, the inevitability of death, and the burdens of leadership. These reflections, coupled with the immense pressures he faced as emperor, have led some to speculate that he may have experienced depression. While he undoubtedly faced moments of deep personal struggle, it is more accurate to view his writings as expressions of his Stoic beliefs rather than evidence of clinical depression. One of the most controversial aspects of Marcus Aurelius' reign was his decision to appoint his son Commodus as his successor. Unlike Marcus, Commodus lacked the philosophical grounding and sense of duty that had defined his father's rule. Commodus' reign was marked by corruption, extravagance, and a focus on personal pleasure rather than the well-being of the empire. Historians often view Commodus as a key factor in the eventual decline of the Roman Empire. Marcus' decision to pass the throne to Commodus has been heavily criticized, raising questions about his judgment and the challenges of dynastic succession. Despite his best efforts to raise a capable heir, Marcus' legacy was somewhat tarnished by his son's misrule. Marcus Aurelius left a lasting legacy as both a ruler and a philosopher. His reign is often considered the last period of the Pax Romana, a time of relative peace and stability in the Roman Empire. His writings and meditations continue to be studied and admired for their wisdom and practical guidance on how to live a virtuous life. Marcus is remembered as one of the 5 good emperors, a group of rulers who were known for their just and effective leadership. Despite the challenges he faced, including wars, a devastating plague, and personal losses, Marcus remained committed to his principles and the well-being of his people. His life and teachings continue to inspire those who seek to live with integrity, courage, and wisdom.